Hey guys, Errol over here at Fineth, where I have just returned from the second trip away from home in the last couple weeks, which is why you have not seen much of me. So the trip I just got back from is the one you are looking at the moment. Drove from my place to Missouri, which took me about 20-something hours. I was going to the far edge of Missouri, basically, for the Homesteading Life Conference, which you probably heard me mention in a few other videos was going to be coming up. So, it's a pretty long, somewhat boring drive across most of Wyoming, pretty much all of Nebraska, and parts of Iowa and Missouri. No offense to anybody who lives there, but they're fairly flat and relatively boring states to look at as one is driving. So I had some time to chat with some people I hadn't talked to in a little while and listen to several books on my trip. But I did make it there safely and had a blast. Now I've got a lot of videos, or at least several other videos coming up from both this trip and my last backpacking trip. I just have to get time to get them all put together and uploaded. And summers have just, like normal, been pretty crazy. Plus being gone from home twice took up a bunch of my time. So I am working on that. You're going to see more videos from both Missouri and the conference and the backpacking trip I did with my friend Beth. So don't think I'm skipping all that. But so these video clips should give you some idea of what my drive was mostly like. Then at one point here in a minute, you'll see I did run into a wreck. Thankfully, I wasn't involved with it, but it did back up the interstate for a little while and slowed me down. So I did not make it to my family's place in Iowa quite as quickly as I had been planning, and they very graciously turned lunch into dinner, and I was able to have an amazing meal hanging out with my one aunt and uncle and cousin and grandmother who I had not seen for a little bit. Got to see lots of big trains, lots of big trucks. Other than that, there's not a whole lot of traffic on some of these roads most of the time, as you can probably tell. So I made it to, they all live in Iowa, so I made it there. We had a lovely dinner, got to eat all of the things that I don't, can't grow here. So we had corn and watermelon and cantaloupe and tomatoes and so on, and they very graciously, like I said, let me hang out. We enjoyed some food together, took a couple photos together, and then I hit the road again and drove the rest of the way down to Hannibal, Missouri that evening. I got in pretty late and was inconvenienced to find that the hotel where I had reservations apparently didn't have anybody at their front desk. So after about a half hour of ringing their phone and knocking on the office door, not being able to raise anybody, I don't know if they were asleep or what, I ended up having to rebook at a different hotel. And so that made my night even later, and I didn't get a whole lot of sleep before arriving at the conference the next morning, where I met lots of amazing people. It was pretty packed. It was a very nice venue in an old theater, and got to meet in person a whole bunch of people that I only knew via the internet before. So here I've got, I know I missed some of you guys, but I've got a little slideshow of various subscribers and such that I did get to meet during the couple days I was there, which was a blast. It's fun to put real physical people to the names or faces or whatever people go by on YouTube or their email or whatever else, or people I'd never even, some of you guys that just watched and I'd never even had any interaction with you, but who came up and introduced yourself. And like I said, I know I missed getting photos with a couple of you all, but it was so much fun to meet everybody and just get to chat more or less with some of you folks. Now, I do have more videos of the conference coming, but this is just a quick overview. A whole bunch of us went and rode the Mark Twain riverboat for dinner the one evening. We pretty much kind of almost overpacked the boat, and that was a fun evening. And then the last night I was there, we went and all 70-something of us packed out another restaurant and had a blast just talking and getting to know each other. And then I hit the road for made a quick stop by Doug and Stacy's actual homestead, which you will be seeing a video of in case you're not familiar with them already. And their little house, it's not quite as small as mine, but a small house, And then I headed back home. Did run into a little bit of rain coming back, which was totally fine. I was just wishing some more of the West with all of our fires had been getting rain as well. And again, it was just a long drive back home. But overall, I very much enjoyed being at the conference. It's always exciting and fun to meet other people who have interests and activities and such in their lives in common. It was a lot of fun to get to talk with different people, like I said, who I'd either interacted with before online or who I hadn't, and learn a little bit more about some of you guys and what got you interested in either tiny houses or living off grid or growing your own food or whatever the case may be. And like I told some folks at the conference, one of the fun things about the internet and social media, for all of the many difficulties it can bring up and ways to waste time and all that, one of the things that's awesome is that those of us who are doing not quite the traditional thing can get together with, if we've got families or friends or neighbors or whoever who think we're insane or crazy. It's great that the internet lets all of us who are doing oddball things to meet each other and get to be oddballs together. So that was just a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I am back home now catching up on stuff, and more videos will be coming up. I was very glad to return to the mountains and leave the heat and humidity behind. I like my snow and frost better, and it was lovely to wake up this morning to the temp of about 38, and my house was about 57 or something inside, and to feel cool and comfortable. I love the veggies that grow in the heat in places like that, but man, I don't know how you guys do it. I'd rather shovel snow every day. Thanks for watching, folks. If you're interested in more info on my off-grid tiny house life, check out some of my other videos here. And if you like what you're seeing, click the little picture of my house to subscribe and then hit the little bell so YouTube actually notifies you every time there's a new video available. See y'all next time.